What's up, Muhammad? Good morning, my brother. Doing good, man. How you doing, my brother? Yesterday slept during the session. Damn, it's all good. The good thing is that there's a recording, so took AD/USD halfway in profit. Perfect. Yeah, that's how you took it going long, or you took it going short. 3 a.m. I rewatched it. Oh, perfect. There you go. Short. Gotcha. Yeah, AU's not bad. Honestly, I would have, to be honest, like looking at it just like this, right? I haven't done like I just got out of bed, so I'm gonna update my charts now. Um, the only one thing I don't like about AU, right, is that we're in the middle. We're closer to the bottom, right? But we're in the middle in between these two zones, right? I do like that we have the 800 EMA, and I like that we tapped it once. But it would have been a lot better if, right? Because the breakup structure that really has to be broken is not this one, right? The real breakup structure that has to be broken, right? Because we're trading between here and here, right? Let me go back here and make sure that this isn't confusing, right? So the trading zones that we're in, right, is technically we're trading between here, right, in the internal structure, and here. So I would have either liked to see price really break this low to then continue going down, rather than get in on a trade on this retest, right? Because here price could still come back up to here, which is what I want to see originally, to then go down. You know what I mean? So that's why, like, a pair like AU, for me personally, the only way I'll get in on a trade would be up here, right? Because for me, it's just, it wouldn't be worth it, right? Because we'd have to get in somewhere here. So let's calculate it this way, right? For me, it wouldn't really be worth it to get on a trade for 15, 16 pips, right? I would rather get in up here somewhere a little higher to then get, 40 pips. But we'll leave this one like this real quick. Let me update my charts real quick, and then we'll go through the ones that look the best for today. Um, and then the 4-hour candle. We don't want to forget what the 4-hour candle looks like too. So it's a bearish 4-hour candle. So far, if we notice, right, we've had good 4-hour candle opens this entire week, right? It was only 2 times that the 4-hour candle was really opposite from the direction of the trend. So I'm also taking that into consideration, the fact that we've had multiple days of rises, and yeah, we had a rise here that could, reset the pattern to then continue going down. But at one point I would like to see a steeper pullback, right? More of a pullback than what this is, and more of a pullback than what this consolidation is here, right? So regardless, we also have this fair value gap, which is also an imbalance, right? And then other people will look at this as a gap. So either way, we still have to, I possibly could still see this going up a little bit more to then continue going down. So we'll see, right? We're catching up to the 4-hour zone. Trend is looking good, so we just gotta wait it out and see what happens. So the next one, CHFJPY, right? I turned this one off. I'm not really gonna focus on this one. We're in peak high territory. We're on the 4-hour. We're on the daily zone. If price continues to go down now and trend below, then we know that the trend has changed. But if we break above, then we'll catch an entry. Right now, we're just in the middle of the 4-hour and daily zones, so I'm just gonna skip it. Nothing really to take a look at. Euro USD was perfect, right? We said it in the class, right? Euro USD, there was a high possibility that we were not going to get a pullback, right? This was an entry zone that we had marked, right? Clean, simple, third day of rise. Price was just, there's so many things here, right? Let's break it down. So why weren't we really expecting a pullback, right? First of all was just how the trend is looking, right? We're always respecting higher highs and higher lows, right? The bottom was hit three different times, right? On the third time, price did what? It literally just trended all the way up. So this gives us, right, at least me, this is how I look at it, right? I know not everybody does the same thing, right? But again, when I trade, I like to see. Yeah, I'll show you too. Missed it. Was in the bathroom. Gotcha. Um, I like to see all the possibilities, right? And then on top of the fact that I like to see all the possibilities of, if it goes up, this is what's gonna happen. If it goes down, this is what's gonna happen. I also like to see, okay, if it goes up, how many confluences do we have? Meaning, how many strategies can I put together that line up, right? So I'm using the EMAs as a confluence. I'm using the Fibonacci's as a confluence. I'm using simple just market structure, right? Forex one-on-one things, higher highs and higher lows, break of structures inside the zones, 30-minute breaks, 4-hour zones, daily zones, overall market makers trend. Like there's so many rules that apply to these entries, which is like it just gives you just a better understanding of what's happening overall, and it allows you to get in on the best type of entries, right? So I'll show you 3 different entries that I could just see right now just eyeing it out, and I'll show you every single strategy that you could use for it, and I'm gonna do it super quick because I need to make sure that I look at all these pairs before 7 o'clock hits. So the first one I'll show you is the Fibonacci. This is the most infamous one. um the bullish flag post where price goes up, consolidates in between 23.6 and 38.2, and then that's where you'll get the price to bounce off on. So if you put your trend line or your fib from the bottom to the top, you want to see price respect the 28.6 and the 38.2, right? So we had the 38.2, that was the first pullback, and when price pulled up, that's when you could expect price to just consolidate between the 23.6, and that's where you'll get price to go up. So if you got in on this trade, perfect, right? Not only did it line up with the 23.6, but the 23.6 lined up with the previous BOS retest to continue going up. So if you like that entry, you were probably in drawdown a few pips, nothing too crazy, but that's what it is when you're trading with fibs, so they continue going up. Next one, the next strategy we're using is the 1 2 3 candlestick pattern, right? 1 2 3 candlestick pattern. Your entry would be at the retest of this red candle, which was the trade that we took yesterday for gold, right? And then as soon as you get that retest, right, understand that this is a huge green wick, so your potential stop loss is going to be 10 pips, not too bad, and 52 pips is STP, and that's at the zone. So this is the trade for Euro USD right here. We'll keep it marked. I'm not in this trade, obviously. We didn't trade because I just woke up. Full STP would be up here. Would I take full STP? No, I would only take my TP here. Why would I only take my TP here? Well, first of all, we have 2 days of rise. Today's TP should have only been the 3rd day of rise, technically speaking. So we already did 3 days of rise, right? Not only did we already do 3 days of rise, remember, we have a gap down here. This gap has to be filled up first. So am I expecting price to continue going up before they, fill this gap up? No. So for the people who took this trade last night, congratulations, you should already be out of this trade. And obviously, if we go down to a lower time frame, look how the candlesticks are in the 30-minute time frame. We have 2 pretty big red candlesticks. In the 1-minute time frame, do we get a change of character? We had a BOS, right? Higher high, higher low, higher high, boom, change of character. Right? This was a change of character. Am I gonna wait for a BOS to get out of this trade? Right? Because if you got in here and you wait for a BOS to happen, right? Just think about this. If you wait for a BOS to happen, you're only getting out with 10 pips, right? Wouldn't you rather get out with 16, 20 pips? So again, for the people who took this trade, congratulations. So Euro USD is done. GJ, right? We have 1 day of rise because this day was a no net with the opening candle. Then we have a day of rise with a crazy wick here in the middle of the day, and then today we already started pushing up, right? 94 pips is STP. We're at the top of the zone. We already did 65. Can GJ give me another opportunity to enter? Right? It can. At one point, I had a small 4-hour zone here, right? And we broke out of that. Not only that, right? We have a daily zone, but price is still making higher highs and higher lows, right? So this one is also, I'm gonna skip it. We're at the top of the zone. I'm not gonna think too much of it. GU, I'm gonna let it move. Right? Why is that? We were looking for price yesterday to break out of this, right? At the end of the day, we ended up getting it around 12 noon, and continue going. Would have loved to see a pullback into the area, and price just continued to go. So this is another one I'm gonna let go, and gonna wait out for price to do what it has to do. This is the engulfing candle that we had as well here, so this was good. Change this to green, or no, to orange. Okay, so GU, I'm also gonna skip on it. I'm not gonna mess around with that too much. US 30, good one, right? So US 30, we have 2 days of rise. We're expecting a new high today, right? We didn't get it yet. We wicked the top, but we didn't get the 3rd day yet. So can price still go up? Absolutely. So this one I'm gonna also just look at the 4-hour candle. It's a red 4-hour candle. This one we're gonna take a look at it closer to NYC, so I'm not gonna mess with that right now. USD CAD, we're at the top of the zone, not gonna mess with that. ZAR, I should have it on anyway. Not bad. Oil has we're on a downtrend, 3 days of rise, already gave us a 3rd day. I'm not gonna be trading this today, we'll let it go for now. Gold, perfect trade yesterday. Alright, so now we know, okay, we have a 30-minute break, which gave us this low and this high. So now we know that we're trading between the last green candle before the push down, which is also just the highest green candle, the highest candle in the zone. See, now this to go down, I could definitely see this, right? And this, right? Right, now let's take a look, right? Let's look at the overall trend, right? We already know that we are okay. V1, right? Which technically speaking, I'm not, this is one where we said this yesterday in yesterday's class. Like, are we in V1, right? Are we really in this side of the trend? If we zoom out, are we in the external part of the trend, right? Like, there's just so much to it. So, if we zoom in, because then we'll be like, oh, maybe we're just zoomed in too much. Maybe this trend is just like this. I don't know, right? I'm following market structure right now. Literally just simple market structure. What are we looking for, right? So I understand. I'm gonna just put this in 2 pieces, right? We can't understand the overall market maker's pattern right now. Just doesn't make sense, right? Gold is in a position where at one point we're trending, at one point we're just also EuroCAD just took off. Let's see. I mean, I don't look at EuroCAD, but we'll take a look at it. Right. I'm at top of the zone as well, so I'm not really looking to trade anything on here. And it already, god damn. Yeah, this one just left. Gave nobody the, it's pretty much just like Euro USD, right? Like Euro USD did the same thing as EuroCAD, right? Where it's like EuroCAD gave us a clean entry, right? Multiple clean entries, but EuroCAD just didn't, right? EuroCAD just left. This one gave no opportunity to enter, right? So what we said yesterday about Euro USD about not really giving us an opportunity, EuroCAD was the one that gave no opportunity. Like, there's no entry. Like, if you took an aggressive one, because the problem is this, right? From 5 to 7:30 to 7, you have your spreads are crazy on the charts, right? Because the market just open. It depends on your broker, obviously. So if you really want to get in on a trading opportunity here, it would have been on the internal structure of this retest here. And then you could have gotten an aggressive entry here and risk 10 pips, which is not bad. Or you could have gone all the way down here to 22, just standard 22 pips. But yeah, EuroCAD left. That gave no opportunity. So US 30, I said I'm waiting for that. So gold, right? Gold. So putting the pieces of the pie together, right? Overall market maker's pattern, no clue. right? Are we in V1? Are we in another part of the trend? Who knows, right? At this point, I have no clue, right? But what I do know is that at the bottom of consolidation, right, which would be a safety trade if we were in an uptrend, we have a gap, right? So with that being said, since we know that we have a gap, and in the 4 hour, again, just playing it off of what we see now, price is pretty much just consolidating because it's making lower lows, lower highs, higher lows, and it is not following just one lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, right? It's going crazy, making whatever it wants to do. So in the 4 hour, I see that we reached a 4 hour high and we started turning around. So I'm literally just gonna play this off the 4 hour zone, right? From the top to the bottom on the left side, right? We know we have a gap here. If we go up a little bit more, we have what people would call a fair value gap. Other people would call this an order block. Some other people will call this an imbalance. Some other people will call this another gap in the market. Whatever you call it is the same shit. We know price has to come down here at least to fill this up. So we could say right now confidently, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, lower high, change of character, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, right? We could confidently say right now that we're in a downtrend, right? So, why'd you catch the trade going up? Because I could see, we could see reversals too. If we could have a clean reversal trade, we could take it, right? We just understand that we're trading from zone to zone. I'm not gonna take a reversal trade, to go up to the moon. I'm taking a reversal trade looking at STP, right? And that's why STP is such an important thing, right? We know we're not at the bottom of the zone, so we know that these buys are only gonna work for a day trade. It's not gonna work for a swing trade. It's not gonna work, for the people who want to enter gold now and hold, and think that it's gonna go up because you entered. Like, no, we're following the trend. So at this point, lower low in the 30-minute, lower low, lower high, lower low. Is this the lower high? Right now, what I could see, again, just looking at simple structure, right? What is the market doing, and what can we see it do, right? Price trended to the top and is now just consolidating between 23.6 and 38.2. Again, if you don't believe me and you want to draw out your fib every single time, you can, right? Just for the confirmations. From the low to that zone to the top, you want to see price consolidate between 23.6 and 38.2. And that's exactly what price is doing, right? So can this price continue to go up still? Absolutely, right? But for us, we understand that this is right now is counter trading. So a lot of people are entering this trade going long because a lot of people use the Fibonacci's, right? So wouldn't it be smart for the market to be like, hey, this is just a trap move because we're still in an overall downtrend. We're going to start going down now, right? And our confirmations, we're going to just be looking at them, right? For us, we know that we're trapped again between this high and this low, right? If price breaks retest, that's the entry to continue going long, right? But if price now breaks below these lows, right, and starts making lower lows, lower highs, we understand that we're now going into a downtrend, and we could get a trade from up here to down here the same way we got a trade from down here to up here. Hope that makes sense. So gold is also one I'm going to keep an eye on, right? This is going to be closer to NYC, and then Bitcoin, I'm going to keep it on because if, there's a few pictures you could paint when you're looking at Bitcoin and US 30. So I'm gonna keep this on as well as USDZR. So USDZR, I'm gonna take a look at it. Right now we're just consolidating, so there's nothing that's really telling me, right? What are we doing? Every single correlation pair with US 30 is just consolidating. So right now AUD USD is the one to keep an eye on. Right? All these other pairs, again, for me personally, I would rather just skip. It's Tuesday, right? A lot of trap moves are set on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So especially knowing that a Monday was a good day to trade, usually is not like that. So we know that the trap moves are going to be set earlier in the week. So expect that to happen today. With that being said, right, AU is really the only pair that I have left. So let's take a look at it, right? Right now, price is just consolidating, right? Let me take out these highlights and draw it out with the actual trend line here. Hold on. 15-minute. This. Okay. So we know that we're still trading between internal structure, right? We know we're trading between here I'm gonna change this to IB so we know that this is the internal structure, not the actual 30-minute structure. Right? We know that we were trading between here and here at one point. Price broke below, so it gave us technically a change of character in the internal structure. But I'm not gonna mark it just so I don't. Well, yeah, we have. Just know that this is a 30-minute zone. We're trading from here to here. Internal structure, we had a change of character. Right? So already we have a step ahead in the market. Why? Because at this point, what are we looking for? Now we're either looking for a break of structure, retest to continue going down, or we know that this is going to be the fake out where all the traders up here are going in for shorts. Why? Because people are also looking at this like this, where they have the high of the day, right? Change this to line. And now they have the low of the day. The low of the day was just set, right? So the fact that the low of the day was just set and price pushed up and rejected to break the high of the day, a lot of people are in this trade going short, right? Don't forget that. A lot of people are in this trade going short. So if price breaks above here, we know price is going to continue going. Right? So we know now that we're trading between here and the internal structure. Sorry, I think I should have just done it like this. It would have been easier for you guys, huh? Internal structure, I meaning like if you go down to the 5-minute time frame, 1-minute time frame. Higher high, higher low, higher high, low, high. Internal structure, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high. Right? So we know that we had this internal structure, this break. We have this low and this high. This low gave us a change of character. Right? Understanding that you're the internal structure of the internal structure, you see why this went up to here and why this could continue to push down. Right? Because if you're looking at the Fibonacci's, again, Fibs come in handy as well. You want to see price pull up to the 50%, to 50% to 61.8, right? And if you go and you put your fib, 50% is the green line, 61.8 is blue line over here, right? This is just not. So 61.8 is where it trended to. Hold on, give me 1 second, guys. So we're just waiting it out. Right, waiting to see this price want to really start trending down. If it does, then we'll wait for price to break below our internal structure, which is going to be down here. Hey, you hit your take profit? Fire. US 30s mapped out. Right, you're still making higher highs and higher lows. Can price still give us a nice retest of the lows? Absolutely. Right, we have an understanding that we know price right now. Right, we have the low of the day. Let me zoom in a little bit more. We have the low of the day, which is here. And we have the high of the day. We also know that we have 2 days of rise. Today being the 3rd day, we still haven't gotten technically the 3rd day. We also know that we're trading between here, change of character, break of structure. So can price continue to go down, right? Because it did do a change of character and a break of structure, absolutely. Right? So at this point, it's just a waiting game, right? We're waiting to see this price really want to just now retest the zone and continue going down in the 1-minute time frame, or is it going to use this zone as a fake out for the day and start turning around? Right? We're rejected to break the lows again, and we start turning around. Higher high, higher low, higher high. Right? But for that to be our confirmation, we would want to see this high be broke. So again, just a waiting game. I'm not looking to trade this anyway at this time. We still gotta wait till at least 8:30, so we have an hour and a half left for that. Um, Gold, I'm in the same situation. Right, again, I'm in a point where we could see price going up because of this structure here, right? But we also understand that there's a gap over here at the bottom, and we're following the 30-minute structure. So can I also see price going down? Absolutely, and that's what I'm gonna mark. So again, we're gonna do the same thing we did yesterday, right? We're gonna mark the highs of the day, we're gonna mark the lows of the day, right? At the low of the day, we're gonna put this line, and we know, okay, this is the low. So if price breaks the low, we know it's going to continue going up, and the high is going to be here. It's the same thing. If we know the highs are being rejected, then price could go down. So can this already be the entry, which is just our 30-minute zone to go down? Absolutely. Right, so again, our confirmation is going to be the same as yesterday. Right? If we go down to the 15-minute, right, do we have anywhere here at the top, do we have green, green, red engulfing? So let's start looking, right? Green, green. No, no, green, green, red, no. Right. Up here, do we have anything? No. Okay, perfect. Go to the 5-minute. Just because it's a consolidation zone, it could possibly be in the 5-minute. Do we have a green, green, red? No, no. Green, green, no. Green, green, no. Okay. So at this point, there's really no green, green, red in those lower time frames. But now here in the 30-minute, right, we do have one. Right here in the 30-minute, just now from 4:30 to 5:30, we had a green, green, red, right? But this green doesn't have a bottom wick, right? But when we're looking at the structure, we can see that, okay, the red candle closed below, the next red candle went up, retested the zone, which is the, the safe entry to go down. But again, this candle doesn't have a bottom wick, so it's invalid for me. So I wouldn't be in this trade, right? The only thing on this trade, which is the most aggressive entry, would just be get in when it goes into our zone to go short. So if we were trading just using the 30-minute zones, this would have been the entry here already. So there's a little bit of confluence going on, right? But there's not enough for me to be like, okay, the confluence is going short outweigh the confluence is going long, because they don't, right? Because there's only one confluence going short that's valid, which is just a 30-minute zone, right? But we have an invalid 30-minute engulfing candle. So that could already tell you, okay, maybe price doesn't want to go up or go down yet, right? So here at the low, we have a green, red, red, green, engulfing green candle. So there's just certain things, right? There's just certain things you got to keep an eye on. So the easiest trade for today for gold is just going to be the break of the lows. I'm not going to trade here in the middle. I'm not going to trade in the middle of the high and the low of the day. I'm not going to, there's just no way, right? If we compare, because even if we compare, let's go back to, what day was that trade? Oh, to this day, to Friday, right? I'm bugging. I'm like, what day was this? On Friday, right? If we compare Friday's entry, which Friday's entry was a simple, right, double top retest of here, retest of that neckline to continue going down, right? Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. This is where we want to start seeing the turnaround. Lower low, lower high. This is where we want to start seeing the turnaround, right? If we compare this like little double bottom here, we still haven't broken below the double bottom, and we still haven't gotten a clean retest, right? So again, if we're using our confluences, now our two confluences going short are lining up with each other, right? The break of the neckline and the low of the day, they're right next to each other. So if we want to catch a trade going short, we know that we need to wait for this to happen. If we want to trade, if we want to continue going long, then we know that, okay, our first confirmation is a 23.6, 38.2 fib retracement, but then it's also going to be just the break of the high of the day. So you have an aggressive entry down here to go long, and then you have the safe entry going here going long, which is the same thing going short. You have an aggressive entry going short from here, and then you have the safest trade going short from here to here. So right now, whatever trader you are, whether you're going long or short, if you're in a long going here and you're in a short going from here, if right now, if you're still in this trade going long, you should have already cashed out. And if you're in a trade going short, you should be starting ready to cash out. Like get ready to start cashing out, right? And get ready for what the next move is gonna be. So that's just my 2 cents on that. And Bitcoin is still going down, so US 30, I could possibly expect the same thing. But again, really no trades that are gonna be that crazy. We're just gonna give me 1 second. What I'm gonna do is just add an alert down here for gold, and we'll keep looking at one pair. Keep an eye on AUD USD since it's the only other pair we have left. I'll be right back, guys. My bad, guys. I'm back. Oh man, I had to move my cats outside. I was fucking getting annoyed at them. AD USD hit my TP. Send in Discord. I got you. I'll check it right now. Go here. AD USD bouncing off the 800. Yeah, that was a perfect trade. Literally perfect trade. And then you also had a trade over here, Euro USD trade. Yep. So let's go in order, right? The first trade was 6:24 a.m. Euro USD. This was in the 5-minute time frame. You got it, yeah, perfect. Literally. You got in on a little bit more of a safety trade, which was up here. Closer here, where you got in at 107.067. Is that the number that I see? If you got in the same, let me put it big, I can't. 97, okay. Yeah, so you got in at the break of the actual, which is not bad, right? So same shit, right? We had the engulfing candle. We knew that we had the engulfing candle, and this was the retest. So this was a perfect trade. Um, perfect trade. And then AD USD off the 800 EMA is also perfect. Again on the 5-minute. Right here in the 5-minute, you know, you had that reject of the low, a little pullback. Right, boom, entry going here to here. And like I said, at this point, the confirmations that we're going to continue going low is going to be the break of down here. So yeah, it was perfect. It's great. Those are great trades. Oh, EUMS. Okay, wasn't a bad thing. I sent to show you the opportunity I missed. Check that chat. Gotcha. Yeah, I remember you did say that. I kind of forgot. Okay. Yeah, but nonetheless, yeah, those were two perfect trading opportunities. Yeah, I didn't take any of those. I was still sleeping, but it's all good. So gold, US 30. Always gonna be opportunities to enter, especially better opportunities, right? If we don't catch this trade here, we'll catch the retest here to go to the 4-hour zone. So we'll have more pips to catch, no problem. Um, GU going short in the 4-hour time frame. Yeah, it reached the top of the zone. It's not really the real zone anymore. I gotta update my GU chart. Right, because technically, I mean, if we have this break and I say that we have this low, I don't really like this low. Right, because then we say the pullback or the change of character would be here, and then the BOS would be here. Right? I still think, yes, even though we got into our engulfing candle and we tested it and started going away from it, overall trend, you know, higher high, higher low, higher high. Right? Like I'm still seeing this as a 30-minute time frame that we're still trading between the low here and this high, right? But to be conservative and be like, all right, hold on. Let's say that this is a significant pullback and we start marking it where we have a change of character, the BOS, the continuation, right? I wouldn't want to mark this as a low. I would still say that we're trading between this high here and the low that it made when it tested the engulfing candle. So if this was the case, right, technically speaking, again, just perfect structure back up here in GU to go short. Right, taps into our 30-minute zone. This is where we want to start looking for price to go down. Right, so I don't, like I said, I don't really like this trade. I don't really like this right now. The GBP pairs for me are in a weird spot. Like there's no, we're either in, like, just think about it, right? We're in the middle of the trend. Like there is no, oh, are we? No, we are in the middle of it. Right, we're in the middle of the 4-hour zones from the top to the bottom, which is the blue boxes. Right, technically we're in the middle of the trend, right? Because at one point higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and then it was just price went straight up and made a higher high up here. So we're in the middle of the trend. So for me, there's really nothing to look at. Is price gonna move? Absolutely. Where is it gonna go? I don't fucking know. That's the problem. And we don't know where price is gonna go to. So we could look at simple market structure, but that could go so far. Because if we were saying that higher high, higher low, higher high, we'd be looking for this higher low to go long, right? But it's not. It doesn't. It's not that easy. You know what I mean? Like it's easy, but you don't want to be the part of the people that get trapped into a trade. That's the point. US 30 rejected the lows, gave us a green candle to the top again. So we'll keep looking, man. We'll see. I'm literally just gonna keep an eye on AU. If I get the alert on gold, then we'll go look at gold until NYC. So we have fucking 2.5 hours here to keep looking at the charts and do the infamous job description of waiting that comes with trading. So people are gonna ask you, oh, how'd work go today? Oh, it's good. Oh, what'd you do? We waited for 4 hours. We waited. What do you mean you waited? Yeah, we waited, man. Just waiting. um, damn. I don't. What was the percent yesterday? It was 1.7. Do the math real quick. It wasn't one. It wasn't 1.7. It was 1.1. 1.12. 454. You try playing Fortnite? Nah, man. I honestly haven't really played video games in a minute. It's been like a few weeks, to be honest. But I was never really a big fan of Fortnite anyway, so That's funny as hell. Yo, my bad if I miss chats, man. I'm not even like paying attention to the screen. Um, I see it be like that sometimes. Yeah, 20 pip stop loss to US 30 is too small. Nah, we could. The thing with US 30 is depends how you're calculating the stop loss. Um, for example, like 20 pips. Are you saying like if you get in a trade here? Are you saying like 20 pips like this? Um, it would depend on where you're entering, right? If you're in a trade, for example, I don't know why I did it like that. I could have just done it like this, right? If you're talking about 20 pips, or you're saying like this, let me know. It would depend on where you're trading in the area, right? Because the problem with US 30 sometimes is, for example, let's say you get in a trade here. Let's move this here. Let's say you get on a trade here. Am I fried? What's going on with me today? Right? Just something simple. Let's say you get on a trade here, which is a simple retest. You wouldn't be able to do 20 pips, right? Because your stop loss would be hit. You would have to put a bigger stop. Um, Again, it really depends on how you're like. US 30 is not a pair to be trading unless you know technicals. Like, and I mean, like, if you know technicals, like if you could go down to the 1 minute time frame and look for those entries. Um, and the reason being is because it's not as forgiving as the regular currency pairs, right? Like regular currency pairs, you're getting in a trade here with your stop loss here. Like it's all right. It's not going to be a 60 pip stop loss. It might be 20, maybe 15 pips. Give me a second. Right? So with that being said, you could get on a regular currency pair, you could get in a trade here and put your stop loss down here at ease, right? You'll know that. But with US 30, with it being such a big pair and being so expensive, that's the word I'm looking for. You have to really understand the 1 minute time frame and technicals, maybe the 5 minute too, to really get into those trades that you could use a 20 pip stop loss. But that's why like US 30, I don't really like trading it that much. When I do trade it, it has to be, I'm either trading US 30 at the lows or the highs. I'm not getting in on the middle. I'm not doing any of that, because if you notice, anytime you get in on a trade on US 30 when you're in the middle of the trend, for some reason it's just gonna throw a fucking wick to the opposite side that's gonna be, like you said, 30 fucking pips for no reason, and then it's gonna turn around. So, and then it goes to the way that you were in. So yeah, it's like I said, it really depends on where you're entering in the area and what zone you're entering in. It's crazy to say this shit on live, but yo, my dad's gonna get shot at one of these days. The craziest thing is that, yo, it doesn't matter how many times. Like, it's just old people, bro. Like, it doesn't fucking matter how many times you tell them something. It's like it goes in one ear and out the other. This shit is crazy. Like, yo, the house we live at is connected to like a main street. So for us to back out of our driveway, to get out of our house, there's incoming cars. And like every fucking morning, I hear him like backing out with no care in the world, just fucking backing out without stopping. Like incoming traffic, he's the mayor of the city. He could do whatever he wants on the street until there's gonna be one fucking asshole that we know. We're in fucking Miami, bro. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna say too much, but like, yo, like, We already know how it goes down. We know what's gonna happen. He's gonna fuck. There's gonna be one day, bro. That's why sometimes I stay quiet when he walks out of the house. I just gotta hear what's gonna happen. It's crazy shit. How we looking on AU? So yeah, I hope that US 30 shit makes sense. Never does matter that you can't do something about it. That's why it's like it is what it is, right? It's one of those things where you just gotta learn. Like as a human, you just gotta learn how to like detach from certain feelings, yo. Because at the end of the day, if something happens, yo, like I'm not gonna fall into no fucking depression, and then like for my story to be like, oh my god, it happened so suddenly. Like nah, we already knew what was gonna happen. It was just a matter of time. It is what it is if it does happen. I just hope that shit doesn't fucking ricochet and come into my window. I'd be fucking pissed. But that's that as like yo, some people hear me talk like yo, this guy's crazy, yo, he has problems. Well, nah, bro, like just certain things, it's just you have to have that type of mentality, bro. Like it is what it is type shit. Because the problem is like if you tell me like nah man, you live in a like that shit don't happen, like problem is that I've seen it happen multiple times, you know what I mean? Like it's just crazy. Oh man, it's gonna be a slow ass trading day today. There's gonna be news during, right? There's news at 9 or 8:15. What time is that? I don't even. 8:30. So we know that at least in an hour and a half we're gonna have some type of news. They say you empty to no emotions or feelings. People are weird too. Yeah, it is what it is, man. Yeah, we just gotta wait for. At this point, right? I almost forgot that there was news. It was a good thing I kind of looked at the chart and I'm like, hold on, why is price moving so slow today? Right? We have news today. With that being said, we already know that price is gonna want to start moving around the time that news is gonna hit. So if at 8:15 we don't have any volume, expect NYC open to give in a lot of volume. So at this point, I'm also not trying to look for an entry based on the fact that we have news coming in. Um, so I'll trade after the news. If we don't get a valid entry after news, then it is what it is. You know, we go on to live the next day. All right, we save our capital from the BS that we don't know how price is gonna react to news. Also understanding again, we're in the middle of the zone, so can price throw a crazy wick in either direction before making the real move? Absolutely, right? And what I mean by that is, can price with the news, right? This hasn't happened, so let's do a little bit of just cautious back testing, right? Again, I've been trading, looking at charts for about 4 or 5 years, right? Um, that being said, in the last year and a half, like pretty much since COVID, there hasn't really been there hasn't been crazy news to where it spikes in one direction and then goes down, or vice versa, where it spikes going down and then goes up. GU, bro, I'm not looking at GU, man. I'm not looking at those pairs. So I haven't seen that happen often where price or now in these, like I said, in the last year and a half, where your price would just wick and then go into the direction. So is that something that still can happen? Absolutely. Is it something that's gonna happen often? No. Sometimes you'll see news hit and price will just go into the direction where price needs to go to, right? So we just gotta wait it out. If we get an entry opportunity, then we'll take it. If not, then we just gotta wait for later. I have to. There's something I have to do about that, man. That shit is way too loud when people join. That has to. I have to be able to fucking take that shit off. I took that shit off. Slow day. Yeah, it's gonna be slow. You gotta wait till news hits. So we got pretty much we got another hour. If news hits and there's no movement, then we gotta wait another hour for just 9:30. So it is what it is. Gee, there was two entries. You got 20 pips in 5 minute time frame. played the new Modern Warfare yet? Nah, I'm not even planning on buying it either. I have not. I played the beta. The. I played like a day of the, or I played like 2 days of the PS5 beta. um, but it was I played like a few games. I shouldn't even play like 2 days. I played like like a few games of the PS5 beta. Um, and the PC when I played it for 1 day, and then I was like, alright, bro, I'm over it. I was like, oh, this game kind of is like, why it looks promising? Hell nah, it does not. It's not. I mean, it's not promising. The game came out and they fucked up. What made the game good, they fucked it up and they took it away from us again. So, like I said, I knew that was gonna happen. I said that was gonna happen. So, was a signal is the waiting signal, man. Um, so yeah, I'm not buying the game. It's a copy and paste of what last year's game was. So that game fucking blows. But I'll be playing my game of Forex, man. That's the game I play now. It's literally what I just look at all day on my fucking screen. Until I go crazy. Same shit for FIFA. Yeah, but it's different. You know what I mean? Like you can't really like what are you gonna change from FIFA? Like what are you gonna change from Madden? What are you gonna change from 2K? Like it's fucking basketball, it's soccer, it's football. Like it's the same game. You know what I mean? Like yeah, you could change the graphics, you could change a little bit of the mechanics so it could feel smoother, but that's not really like changing the game, right? That's just making the game feel better and advancing with technology. Like that's just how a regular game should be. But like when you're playing an like a first person shooter, just to give an example, like any first person shooter, whether that's Fortnite, Halo, Gears of War, Call of Duty, Battlefield, you know what I mean? Or if you're playing like a story mode game, right? Like those are games that change every single year. You have new maps, new game modes, new guns, new mechanics, right? Um even like so there's a lot of aspects to it, right? Like the spawn points every time you die and you spawn up, right? The spawn system, like I know that the casual players don't really think of it like that. They probably just see it as the same way a FIFA game or a sport game would be, where it's just, oh, it's Call of Duty, it's the same game. Like it's really not though. um Point being, I don't know. The fucking game sucks. That's all I could say. Again, as a competitor, somebody who's been playing Call of Duty since fucking 2007, the last 4 games that have been released have been horrible. And again, I'm not gonna say it's not their fault, but it is their fault, right? The problem with Modern Warfare 3, for example, they only had 8 months to make the game and finish the game. So of course they're gonna make a game that's unfinished. You're gonna play the game and there's gonna be a lot of glitches, right? Again, as a competitor, I know what's wrong with the game. So it's like, what's good, folk? Welcome to shit, my brother. Right? So it's like there's certain aspects to it. Like there's a certain game mode in the competitive setting where like search and destroy. If you don't know about it, right? It's one team is defusing the bomb, or defending, the other team is planning, vice versa, right? Um, there's a glitch right now in that game mode where if you're on the bomb, if you plant the bomb, right, and if you defuse it, if you start defusing the bomb, there's a glitch where you can see it on the map and it tells you that they're defusing. Dude, I'm not gonna play that. Everything moved from last night as expected. 2 out of 7 left. Yep, same thing out of here. The only really trades that I have left is AU, and then the US 30 hasn't done the move completely yet, but there's news coming now, so I'm not entering anything. I was telling them earlier, I'm not really looking to enter until after the news hits. So depends on how things look. We'll look for an entry, but for now I'm just sitting on my hands, just gonna wait for that news to hit. Not gonna risk getting in a trade and then getting wicked out of it. But yeah, man, there's a lot wrong with that. There's a lot wrong with these games now. But that's another reason why I just decided to stay away from games overall. because I'd rather not. You know what I mean? It is what it is. On that, it really is what it is. Now, until they fix the game, or if they make a better game, then maybe I'll buy the next one, or maybe I'll buy this one again if they update it and they fix everything that's wrong. But for right now, like I'm not gonna spend $70. You know what I mean? I'm not spending $70 on a game that's not even completed. Um, what are you looking for? We're looking for right now AUD USD. We'll go over the charts again. No, we'll go over it. Give me a minute. Alright, so AU right now we're looking for price to continue going down, right? But right, we're in the middle of the trend. We have, we are making lower lows and lower highs. This we can see is lower low, right? Making lower high. The only thing is now, are we gonna get a steeper lower high to cover, the imbalances and the fair value gaps, everything that's in here, or are we gonna stop by the 800 EMA and continue this trend going down? Right? In this case, again, in the 30-minute time frame, we're still trading between this low and this high. But the internal structure, we're still trading between higher high, higher low, higher high, low. Right? So in this case, for me to be looking for a safe entry on AU, I'm looking for the BOS after this change of character. So if this BOS happens with a retest, I know I could get a trade going from here to here. Easy, just 20 pips. Right? Or I'm looking for price to pull back up, right? Possibly to reject, to break this high, and we could get an entry from here going short, which obviously I would much rather get 40 pips than 17 pips, right? So regardless, we still gotta wait. And then obviously if price just continues to trend going long, then I'm not trading. Then the other pairs like US30 and gold. US30 still looking for a third day high. Technically the third day still hasn't been given, so can price still go up? Yes. We're just still consolidating, waiting to see what price wants to do. Gold, pretty much the same thing, right? The only difference with gold is we don't know where the overall market maker's pattern is. We could just see that we're making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, right? So at this point, same thing as the other pair. Like, is this gonna be the lower high point where we continue going down? Is this gonna be, I said this earlier, right? But we could see just structure, what's going on right now, which is what can we see that's happening, right? Price is trending up and consolidating, right? We already know that this is a bullish flag post pattern, right? Where price trends up, consolidates between 23.6 and the 38.2 fib retracement, and this is where people want to see price to continue going up, right? But we understand that we're still in lower lows and lower highs. Not only do we know we're in lower lows and lower highs, but we could see that price, we still have a gap down here in the market. So can we see that overall we could still be in a downtrend and we have to go down before we continue the uptrend? Absolutely, right? But right now price is just going both ways. So what we're doing is just following market structure, right? If we know that if we were only trading fibs, right, if we were only Fibonacci traders, we would get in this trade going long to continue going up. But we're not fib traders, right? We look at market structure and we're still making lower lows and lower highs. So for me on gold, I'm either looking for price to break above to continue going down, or I'm looking for price to break the low of the day to continue going down, right? So break of the high to go up, break of the low to go down. Today on gold is as simple as that. We're either looking for the breaks of the highs or break of the lows, and that's pretty much it. So 3 pairs, US30, gold, and AU, but pretty much all in the same rules right now. They're all in the middle of the trend, or we have to wait for news to hit. So we just got to be patient, sit on our hands for another 30 minutes, 35 minutes. When does news come out? 8:15? And just wait it out, man. Like I said earlier to Cristiano in the chat, man, this is a game of waiting, bruh. Trading is more waiting than everything else. Um, 11. What are you talking about? Oh, what time is our class today at NYC? So I was like, what are we on about? That's hilarious. Alright, I'm back, guys. USD CAD on level 2 rise, V2, level 3, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, V2. Still waiting, man. Yep. Yeah. We gotta wait for the news to hit, man. It's too close to time, right? News hits at 8:30 in the morning. Oh, so we got 28 minutes left for the news. So at this point, we literally we have to wait for that news to hit, right? We don't want to just looking at where we're at in the zone, right? Just looking at AU, looking at the internal structure and the external, right? So the 30-minute and the internal structure. We're in the middle of the zone, right? So for us to enter a trade, remember again, with news coming in, especially high impact news, in the middle of the zone, right? So I'm gonna draw it out. So I'm gonna try to draw it out so it makes sense, right? So we have the external moves, and then we have inside the externals moves. We have in the move up to make a lower high. We have the smaller higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, until we make a lower high and lower low, right? So these rapid moves, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, right? When they're actually moving, it's higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, until it makes the lower high and then the lower low. So this is pretty much what we're seeing here, right? Lower high, lower low, lower high, right? We want to see a lower, let's say a lower high, we want to see it here, right? Somewhere in this zone, right? And this is where we're going to start seeing higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, right? To where we're at now, which we're trading between this low and this high, right? So we're in the middle of this zone too. So when news comes out, right, what's the possibility that when news comes out, it's going to throw a wick and then really start making the trend going back down, right? Or vice versa, where we understand price can still go up to here to make a lower high, right? To trade between this zone up here, right? And what is it to say that price is going to throw a wick down to fake everybody out thinking that price is really going to continue going down and then turn around, right? And that could happen in the 1 minute time frame as soon as that news drops. So it's not like it's gonna go down and we're in profit and we could get out. No, it's gonna go down, we're in profit, and we're human. It takes 3 to 5 seconds to be able to exit that trade, unless you're doing it off a terminal, right? But even then, you have to account for slippage. You have to account for the server timing, right? Because not every broker allows you to get in as soon as you exit the trade. It takes a few seconds. Sometimes your MT4 is gonna give you an error and say that it's busy, right? The server is too busy. So these are all things that could happen during news, which is why we're just waiting. The infamous waiting, man. Right? Same thing for gold. Right? Gold is a little different, right? Gold, it depends on how you are as a trader, right? It depends what we said yesterday, right? Gold right now, it depends what side of the coin you're in. Right? If you're a Fibonacci trader, you're in this trade going long. Right? If you're a zone to zone trader, you're in this trade going short. So, at this point, again, you know, I'm not gonna confuse everybody. I'm not gonna say that. It's all good, right? It depends on what side of the coin you're in, right? If you're a fib trader, again, you're going long. If you're a zone to zone trader, the 30-minute zones, you're going in this going short. So at this point, it's a waiting game, right? We're not playing that game, right? We're not part of that 70%. The people who say, "Oh, our strategy is 70%." No, we're not part of that. So I'm good with that. I'll wait until news hits. If we have the opportunity to enter, we'll get in a trade. If not, it is what it is. We'll come back tomorrow, trade another day. Oh, my fucking shoulder hurts. US 30 still good to wait, yeah. US 30 still hasn't given us that third day, rejecting to break these lows. This is pretty much the same thing as gold, right? If you're a Fibonacci trader, you're in this going long, right? If you're a zone to zone trader, if you're a patient zone to zone trader, you shouldn't be in this trade because it didn't even hit the zone, right? If we zoom in, right, it still didn't reach into the zone and it still didn't give us a third day. So like the only people in this trade still are Fibonacci traders going long, which is again 38.2 to 23.6 Fib retracement. But again, we're not part of that. I'll wait for whatever wants to happen. Especially US 30. I'm not getting on a trade before news on US 30. Gold is now going under the, still respecting the 23.6. I'm gonna delete that alert. No, delete it. No. No, bruh, delete it. There you go. So still waiting. Dog, what the fuck did I just watch? Hell nah. Oh man, what's good, Donovan? Yo, my bad, I didn't even see your message earlier. The goat was in here and I missed his message? Oh man. You're... Hi Shadow, come here. Alright, cat, you're fucking up my keyboard now. This is where we sit down if you're gonna be on me, bro. But chill out. Thank you. There. Stop moving. Hey, kitty cat. You're so cute. Damn, man. Donovan hates me now. He was like, damn. This guy has an ego. He didn't even say hi to me when I joined the chat. Shit's crazy. I'm sorry, Donovan. It wasn't on purpose, man. I swear. I didn't see your message. Hello, kitty cat. Thank you, baby. Oh man, it's great. It's a great game of waiting. They should change the name of this instead of calling it Forex. It's waiting. WTNG. That's gonna be the name. WTNG. Waiting. Instead of trading view, waiting view. That's it, bro. Like that's $1 million idea right there. Stop it. No. All right. All right. This is where we You okay? You just went crazy all of a sudden. Started attacking the mic. Like, you good? You're too crazy right now. You're too crazy. 8:30 if I'm not mistaken. I'm checking gun now. 8:30. Remember how they made that green green red here at the top of the zone? Right now they made a red red green. Well, they're making it. We have 11 minutes to wait at the bottom of the zone. So this is, you see, this is where they start trapping people. But it makes sense, right? 8:30 is about to come, right? There's news coming in at 8:30. We already know this is where they want to start trapping people, right? The people who want to see this going up, this is where they will enter here, right? But again, the reason why people are entering here not only now because they have an engulfing green candle, but because again, this is still a 23.6 to 38.2 fib retracement. So again, this is why we're waiting for the most part for most of these pairs, is because we understand that right now there's just a whole bunch of trap moves being made. It was crazy. I don't remember my login for this. Yeah, man. I just signed into for the ones who don't know, like Game Battle's website, what used to be MLG. Crazy, bro. This is a throwback over here. I need to take a screenshot of this real quick. Seven minutes for news, guys. We got 6 minutes now for news. 6 minutes. Say minutos. I don't know any other language. Un, dos. And I don't know French. How do you say six in French, man? Trois. No, that's not it. What number is that? Un dukes. That's the only ones I remember, bro. So we'll get when we get close to 1 minute, I'll say it in French. It's all good. Oh, is it just six? Oh, damn. Well, it's tippable out of them, to be honest. I did not know it was the same thing. Alright, so AU, do we have red, red, green, 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 red? No, nowhere here in the 30s. So This is just a waiting game. Not even a 15-minute. I don't think so. No red, red, green, 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 red. No, no. Okay. 4-hour candle is gonna open in 32 minutes. I'm also gonna check the 4-hour candle. The 1-hour candle is gonna close in half. We have a green, green, red here, but it disrespected already because that was the change of character in the internal break to go up. GU while also low didn't get hit on the beginning of the downtrend during London Big Fair Value Gap. Yeah, I was saying earlier, like GU, I'm not really in it, like really to in any trade, cause technically we're still in the middle of the range. Right. With that being said, we did have the high that failed to break the previous 30-minute zone. So again, for people who trade zones, this would have already been the entry. Stop loss would have been up here at 6 pips, and for TP to go down. And the reasons for it to go down, I mean, I don't know. It's just the movement is so big on GU, right? Even though we had a change of character, even though we had the BOS, and this is the pullback for that BOS, that news could push this up, right? Knowing that we're in that BOS section of GU already, where it should technically already start going up, I could see this going up. Now, something else that I see is that yesterday's highs was never tested. So in the internal structure, is there still a possibility that price could come down, retest somewhere in the zone to then go up? That could happen too. So again, if we're looking for an entry now before news, it's like the only valid one, which is still very, because at this point you could already put your stops at break even, would have been this short up here, right? It's just like, I forgot what other pair was just like this. The gold was like this as well, that it just tapped into the zone to the gold short. It's pretty much the same, right? Like if you're trading the zone, you wait for price to just tap to again go short. But again, it's just such a, with this news coming up, there's really no telling what's gonna happen. You see exactly, boom. It wicks you out of the fucking trade and then goes up. This is exactly what we were talking about, right? This is exactly what we were talking about. This is why we don't trade that. Right? Exactly what we were talking about. Right? So imagine you get in a fucking trade. Just think about it. Right? Let's go use your example with the 20 pips. Let's use your example of the 20 pips. Just using your example of the 20 pips, and this is getting in on a trade at the low. We're not even talking about if you got in a pip over. No, this is exactly 20 pips. If you would have gotten in this trade with a 20 pip stop loss, that's it. Yo, that's $200 down the fucking drain with US 30. That's why we wait for this to happen. Right? Now this is where we want to start trading. Now we're at the top of the zone. This is where I want to start seeing price turn around. Obviously now is a little different, right? Let's talk about today, right? Because again, a disciplined trader would already step away from their charts and be like, all right, we'll wait for the next come around, right? We could look for these aggressive trades. We could definitely look for these aggressive trades, right? US 30 is doing exactly what it needs to do. US 30 was beautiful. Again, obviously, third day of rise, right? But again, if you had that, if you had that stop loss that you were talking about earlier with that 20 pip, you're done for. Yeah, USD CAD went down, it went counter, but it's at the top of the zone where we were talking about, right? USD CAD for me, I was like, we've been at the top of the zone for so long, it's in due time that we're gonna go down. Plus USD CAD and US 30, right? The correlation is always opposite, so that's something else you could take in. Whenever you're like unsure what's gonna happen, you could always look at USD CAD and US 30, and then those will tell you they correlate differently. So yeah, US 30. I mean, we already know US 30 is done for the day, right? I'm not gonna be looking at that. So US 30, we're gonna turn that off. Let's go back to AU, right? This is one where I'm gonna turn off as well, right? I'm gonna let it go. Again, this is one where we could be, as a matter of fact, we'll keep it on the 1 minute until we'll wait for this 30-minute zone, right? We'll wait for this 30-minute candle. Oh, that's it. No, I'm not looking at AU no more. That's what I was looking for, to see if price were to break above the 30-minute, right? So AU is already off the list. Let's go to GJ, right? GJ was clean, just clean move to the top. GU, give me a second, man. Um, right, GU, we're on 2 days of rise, right? GU was good, right? Again, the only difficult thing with GU was the zones, right? We're following still lower lows, lower highs. Here we have, again, the engulfing candle, the retest, which was the trade that was earlier, for last week. To just continue going up. And it was, again, just the entries weren't that clean, right? The entries we were looking for yesterday, right? It didn't give it to us until later in the day, already when I was off the charts, right? Broke above, didn't really give us a retest on the 30, which is what we were kind of expecting to happen, right? For it to then continue. Same with Euro USD, right? Euro USD, we were saying, right, for this to just continue going up. That's exactly what happened. So we'll remark this later today. EuroCAD also, I'm pretty sure, just fucking left. Right, what's another pair? GU, right? GU we already know. GJ we already know. Right, so let's see what's left. Gold. Gold went up. So that's done. Well, alright guys, we'll see you tonight for the isolation class. I don't know what else you no, but like that ass, yeah, that's it. I'm done for the day. I'm gonna chill out. What I might do, I might fucking, it's early as shit, so I might just hop on some Halo and get on Twitch and stream some Halo maybe. But yeah, I mean, unless you guys have any other pairs you want me to go over, any pair that you're like kind of confused why it moved the way it did or something, just let me know. Let me know what pair. If not, then we'll see you tonight for the isolation class at 7 p.m. Eastern, or we'll see you tomorrow morning for the live session. I think as traders, we gotta start getting in the mindset, yo, the same, like, yo, these moves aren't missed opportunities, right? Because these moves happen every single time, all the time. These moves happen all the time, right? So it's like, you don't take a trade today, bro, it's all good. You're gonna take a trade tomorrow. If you don't take a trade tomorrow, all good. You got the next day, right? It's like, I think traders gotta, one thing that has to be talked about more is being comfortable with just letting the market breathe, right? Again, especially the traders who know zones, right? Again, Euro USD, right? I'll break this down one more time, because I know some people, they always feel left out when the market moves without them, and that's just like, to me, that's just a crazy feeling to have. Like, understanding that the market makes a move every single day, right? It like, just think of the mentality. Just think about it this way. On Thursday, when it was this trade that we were talking about, where everybody wanted to get in this trade, like, there were so many people on Thursday that lost their funded accounts. Like, it was crazy. On Twitter, I'll find the tweet and I'll put it in the Discord for you guys in the Discord. Like, this trade alone, this setup alone that we had drawn out, and I even drew it out exactly how it was gonna fucking happen. And so many people lost their account on this trade, going full margins, thinking that this was gonna be higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, retest of the break of the high to continue going up. There were so many people who lost this trade when I was like, bro, there's no way we're gonna go long here. Internal structure is still going lower lows and lower highs. We're still trading within the internal structure, and then within our zones, we're still trading in the middle of a fucking 4-hour and a 30-minute low, right? And we saw an MT4, we have a 30-minute gap here. So now, later today, we'll go over how this might be affecting what's happening now, right? Because nonetheless, regardless, let's look at the 4-hour time frame, right? This is still a 4-hour high. So nonetheless, in 22 minutes, if this for some reason, right, if this green candle comes back down and closes below the 4-hour zone, then we know obviously that this isn't a real break of structure and price is still not ready to go up. But the reasons that that might happen is because we still have this 30-minute gap. Now, what else can happen is just we understand that we're still at the bottom of consolidation, right? We understand that if price leaves that gap at the bottom of the zone of consolidation, that there's still a possibility that instead of us looking for price to do what we're looking for, which is to finally go down here and break and continue to go and get out of the zone of consolidation, right? We might just still be looking for price to do this. Right? Meaning that we'll still be in a zone of consolidation within the next month and a half, 2 months, right? We're either expecting price from the bottom of consolidation, again, from the bottom to the top. We're either expecting price to go from the bottom to the top and break and continue to go, or we're looking for price to go from the bottom to the top, to the bottom, to the top, to the bottom, to the top, right? The same way it did here, from the bottom to the top, 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 right? So we just got to make sure that we understand where we are in the pattern, right? Now that we have a confirmed, like, hey, we're no longer in the middle of the zone, we're getting ready to start moving up. Now we already know we're getting ready for tomorrow, we're getting ready for the next day, we're getting ready for next week. Because now we understand, like, okay, we broke above our zones, we're looking for a retest to continue going up, right? Instead of here trading in the middle where you think something is going to happen, but then it goes completely the opposite way. Because again, we're still trading from the top going to the bottom of the zone, from the top of the zone to the bottom of the zone. So it's just trapping the traders, right? A zone of consolidation, when you're trapped in the middle of the zone, when you're trapped in a zone, right? The market maker's, his job is to induce you to get in a trade, right? He needs to win. In order for him to win, you need to lose. So just keep that in mind, right? Again, even in this trade, like if you were in this trade late, meaning if you got in after 4 in the morning, your stop loss might have gotten hit, because that's a 20 pip stop. That's a 20 pip, more than 20 pip wick. That's a 22 pip wick. And for the most part, you know, unless you're a swing trader, you don't have a 22 stop loss. You can't take a 22 stop loss hit unless you're trading with a 10-cent lot size. And then if that was the case, you're only up $7.14. So imagine trading on any account above $100. You're not making anything back. So with that being said, you know, that pretty much applies with every pair, right? That exact same like kind of mindset applies with every pair that we had today. So GU was better than EU, I agree, right? It was a lot cleaner. Even, you know, the entries of just the break of the high of the day and retest, it did stay on it, but it was still that small, you know, that small window of opportunity to trap the traders who wanted to, you know, if they really wanted to drive this down first, right, with the gap, they could have definitely done that. But yeah, I mean, nah, like the rules here applied, right? Like, look, we had a 1-2 engulfing candle, right? Like there was a couple things here that was still, you know, gave us something clean. Didn't want to take them yet. One on US 30, clean. And straight up, literally. Just straight up, green candles all the way to the top. Alright guys, if there's no other pairs you guys want me to go over, then we could finish this. We'll be on later tonight for the isolation class. That was a beautiful move to the top. SAR just went straight down too. The one that's still surprising me is oil. Like, where are we going with oil? I would have drawn from down here. I was like, huh, what could we see from this? But not even the news. I thought the news was gonna drive that down too. Hold on, what is this? Why is there so much stuff on my screen? Alright, man. Good trades today, guys. We'll see you guys later. Peace out.